Welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive. We've sifted through quite a bit of action from yesterday's Major League Baseball games.
Yeah, a really full slate. We looked at 7 games in total.
And it's more than just the scores, right? We're pulling out the key moments, the interesting storylines that maybe tell a bigger picture.
Exactly. We saw some surprising results, a few really tight ones, and a couple of games that were just pure dominance.
Okay, so just so everyone's clear, we're covering Yankees, Guardians, Padres, Tigers, Reds, Marlins, what else? Phillies, Mets, Cardinals, Braves.
Blue Jays, Astros, and Brewers, Giants. Got them all.
Right. So the mission today is really to get past just who won and dig into how and why, looking at those standout plays and performances.
Just finding those little nuggets that make you say, okay, that's what happened there.
Perfect. Let's kick it off with the Yankees and the Guardians. Cleveland takes this one 6-4.
Yeah, and what stood out here was the Guardians' offense really clicking early, combined with some solid defense. It wasn't just one thing.
Okay, talk about clicking early, that third inning, right? Jose Ramirez with a big 3-run shot.
And then Kyle Manzardo follows up almost immediately with a solo homer. Boom, 5 runs just like that.
That's got to put the home team, the Yankees, on their heels immediately.
Oh, definitely. And look, the Yankees did try to claw back. Jazz Dominguez hit one out, Jazz Chisholm Jr. too, later on.
But that early hole was just maybe too deep to dig out of.
Seems like it. And it didn't help that Clark Schmidt had a rough start for New York. 5 runs in only 4 innings.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, that puts a lot of pressure on the bullpen and the offense.
And you contrast that with Gavin Williams for the Guardians. He gave them, 6 1/3 innings? Only allowed 2 runs? That's a quality start that sets you up nicely.
Definitely stabilizes things. Okay, let's pivot to Detroit. Tigers beat the Padres, also 6-4.
Right, and this one's interesting because, you often think of the Padres having this really high-powered offense.
But the Tigers held them pretty well in check here. What worked for Detroit?
Well, they got contributions across the board. The reports mentioned Gleyber Torres and Zach McKinstry both had 3 hits apiece.
Spreading the offensive load.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, holding that Padres lineup to just 7 hits total, that's a good day for the Tigers pitching staff.
It really is. Suggests maybe their pitching is deeper than some people thought.
Could be.
Yeah.
And they grabbed the lead early and just sort of held on to it, showed some good composure.
And that's what, their 4th win in the last 5 games, so maybe building some momentum there?
Yeah, definitely a team trending in the right direction, it seems.
Okay, moving down south, Reds at Marlins. Miami wins this one 6-3, and it sounds like one guy really stole the show.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Max Meyer for the Marlins. Just, wow.
What do you do?
A career-high 14 strikeouts. 14. And over 6 scoreless innings. Just completely dominated the Reds lineup.
14 Ks in 6 innings. That's incredible. Like video game numbers.
Pretty much. And the offense gave him some breathing room, too. Kyle Stowers hit a big 3-run homer in the 7th.
Always helps when your pitcher's dealing like that, doesn't it? It takes the pressure off a bit.
For sure. And conversely, the Reds hitters just couldn't get anything going. Scoreless for the first 7 innings. Makes it hard to win.
Yeah, no kidding. Sounds like Nick Lodolo had a bit of a tougher time on the mound for Cincinnati, too.
Yeah, 3 runs, 7 hits over 5 2/3. Not his sharpest outing.
All right, let's head up the coast. Phillies and Mets, always a good rivalry. Mets take a close one, 5-4.
Yeah, a real back and forth kind of game. And no surprise, Pete Alonso was right in the middle of it for the Mets.
Is he ever not? What's he hitting now?
Reports have him at .356 with 6 homers already. Just continuing to mash.
That's a huge presence in the lineup, and their pitching seems solid too, especially Senga.
Kodai Senga, yeah.
Yeah.
His ERA is down at .79. I mean, that's just ridiculously good. A massive asset for them.
So the Phillies battled, Harper and Schwarber chipped in, but just wasn't quite enough this time.
It seems that way. The reports mention the Mets showed good resilience late in the game. Sometimes that's all it takes in these tight divisional matchups.
Finding a way to win those close ones. Okay, let's talk about a game that wasn't quite so low scoring. Cardinals at Braves? Sounds like fireworks. 7-6 Braves.
Oh, yeah, this one was dramatic. High scoring, lots of momentum swings. The key moment was definitely the 8th inning.
What happened?
The Braves just exploded, put up a 5-run inning to grab the lead late.
5 runs in 1 inning. How'd they do it?
Power surge. Sean Murphy hit a 3-run bomb, and then Austin Riley followed up with a 2-run shot. Just like that, they're ahead.
Wow. But the Cardinals didn't just roll over, did they?
Not at all. Wilson Contreras comes up in the 9th and hits a 2-run homer himself to make it a 1-run game. Real nail-biter.
So it came right down to the end.
Literally, the last play.
Yeah.
The reports say Nolan Arenado was trying to score, maybe the tying run, and got tagged out to end the game. Dramatic finish.
You can't beat that kind of ending. Shows how crucial defense is, even in a slugfest.
Absolutely. Every play matters.
Okay, let's shift to a slightly more lopsided affair. Astros shut out the Blue Jays, 7-0 in Houston.
Yeah, this was all Astros and mostly all Hunter Brown on the mound.
What was his line? Sounds dominant.
Dominant is the word. He extended his scoreless streak to 24 straight innings.
24 innings without giving up a run.
Yep. In this game, he allowed just 2 hits and 1 walk. Complete game shutout. Just outstanding stuff.
Lights out. And I assume the Astros bats gave him some support.
They did. Jose Altuve and Brendan Rodgers both drove in multiple runs. Plenty of offense to back up that pitching gem.
Meanwhile, for the Blue Jays, getting shut out for the second time this season already, that's got to be a bit concerning for their offense.
Yeah, you don't want that trend to continue. They'll need to figure some things out of the plate.
All right, one last game to cover. Brewers at Giants out west. Giants win this one 5-2.
And interestingly, the Brewers actually got the early jump here.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Caleb Durbin hit a 2-run homer to put Milwaukee up early on.
Okay, so the Giants had to play catch-up. How'd they turn it around?
Bit by bit. Wilmer Flores hit a go-ahead homer in the 6th inning, which was huge.
That's a momentum shifter right there.
Definitely. And then Jung-Hoo Lee added some insurance with an RBI triple in the 7th. Just timely hitting.
And the bullpen held it down for San Francisco.
Yeah, the reports highlighted Hayden Birdsong in the bullpen doing a solid job to close it out. Good team win, relying on different phases of the game.
So looking back at all these games, it really does show you the variety in baseball, doesn't it?
Absolutely. You had offensive outbursts, incredible pitching, comebacks, strategic plays, kind of the whole spectrum.
And some truly memorable individual efforts. I mean, Max Meyer's 14 strikeouts.
Or Hunter Brown stretching that scoreless streak.
Yeah.
Those are the performances people will be talking about.
Yeah, for sure. And taken together, these results kind of give you a pulse check on the league, right? You start seeing who's maybe building something.
And who might be facing some early struggles or questions. It sets the stage for what's next.
Definitely. So thinking about all this, I guess the question to ponder is, based on just this snapshot, which teams feel like they're really gaining traction and who might have a tougher road ahead in the coming weeks?
It's a great question. Something to keep an eye on as the season keeps rolling.